Proper camera settings are crucial because they determine the final look or image of your video. The right camera settings can help create the desired look and feel, while the wrong settings can result in a poorly exposed, poorly composed, or otherwise subpar video. Let me know in the comments whether you're currently using auto or manual settings on your camera. First, let's talk about frame rate. The frame rate is the number of frames per second that are recorded in the video. A higher frame rate will result in smoother, more fluid motion, but it will also take up more memory and may require more powerful hardware to process. The best frame rate for YouTube videos depends on the content of the video and the desired look and feel you want. The most used frame rates are 24, 25, 30 and 60 and even more frames per second, and each have their use and benefits. For instance, using a frame rate of 24 has both pros and cons. It's the frame rate that's most commonly used for movies, so it's a familiar feel to audiences and may look more natural and cinematic. It is a good balance between smooth motion and efficient file size. However, it may not be sufficient for capturing fast-moving action or sports. Higher frame rates such as 60 or even 120 frames per second may be needed to capture the full range of motion. While it's not the only frame rate that can be used for cinematic videos, it is a popular choice and is widely recognized as a standard frame rate, especially for the content I'm producing for you right now. While 25 frames per second is not as commonly used as 24, it closely matches the look and feel of 24, so it might be a good option. 30 frames per second is also an option. However, I'd only use it if you're unable to get 60 or more from your camera. It is a common frame rate for online streaming platforms as it's well suited for streaming over the internet and can produce a good balance between image quality and file size. It's easier to work with than 60 as it requires fewer calculations and will be less demanded on your computer's hardware. 60 FPS or higher are great for producing smooth, fluid motion, which is ideal for capturing fast-moving action or sport. It's also useful for creating slow motion effects as it provides a larger number of frames to work with when creating the slowed down version of the video. For example, you can shoot at 60 frames per second or higher and then slow the footage down to 24, which will produce a nice smooth slow motion shot. Overall, the best frame rate for YouTube videos will depend on the specific needs of your content and the desired look and feel. If you can, always record in 4K, as this will allow you to zoom into the image without losing as much detail. As 4K TVs and monitors become more common, using 4K resolution for your videos can help ensure that they will look good on these devices in the future. This can be especially important if you're creating content that you want to remain relevant and watchable for a long time. If you're hardware limited, filming in 1080p is still a great resolution to use, as it does give a good balance between image quality and file size. Aperture is the size of the opening in the lens that allows light to pass through to the sensor. A wider aperture or lower f-stop number will result in a shallower depth of field, which can be useful for creating a blurry background effect. A narrower aperture or a higher f-stop number will result in a deeper depth of field, which can be useful for keeping everything in focus. However, a narrower aperture will produce a darker image, which may mean increasing ISO to compensate. Although it sounds complicated, it can be summarized pretty easily. If you want to create a shallow depth of field where the subject is in focus and the background is blurred, you will want to use a wider aperture, such as an f-stop of 1.4, 2.8 or 4. This will allow more light to enter the lens and will create a more pronounced blur effect. If you want to create a deep depth of field where both the foreground and background are in focus, you'll want to use a narrower aperture, such as an f-stop 8 or 11. This will allow less light to enter the lens and will help keep more of the scene in focus. In low light situations, it's recommended you use a wider aperture in order to let more light into the lens. Focus and aperture are not the same thing. Think of focus as the central point and aperture as the extremes around the central point where the object remains in focus. The shutter speed is the length of time that the camera's sensor is exposed to the light. A faster shutter speed will freeze motion, while a slower shutter speed will result in motion blur. The 180-degree shutter rule is a guideline used in film and video production to determine the proper shutter speed when shooting footage. The rule states that the shutter speed should be set twice the frame rate. For example, if you're shooting footage at 24 frames per second, the correct shutter speed according to the 180-degree rule will be 1/48th of a second. This rule is based on the idea that the optimal amount of motion blur in a frame is achieved when the camera's shutter speed is set to 180 degrees. In very basic terms, ISO is simply a camera setting that will brighten or darken a photo. As you increase your ISO number, your photos will grow progressively brighter. However, the way this occurs can cause some drawbacks. One of these drawbacks is the higher your ISO goes, goes, more noise is introduced into the image, which gives that grainy effect. This is because ISO only really digitally increases light in an image, which causes artifacts to appear. ISO should be set as low as you can to produce the best quality image. It's important to set the white balance correctly because different lighting conditions can cause different colors to appear. A quick way to do this is to set your camera to auto, take note of the white balance setting, then switch it to manual and lock it in. You can use light meters and grayscale cards to set your white balance. However, experimenting with different white balance setting is the best way to find the correct setting for any given lighting situation. Your aim should be to make the image look as close to real life as possible. By understanding and controlling these camera settings, you can create the look and feel that you want in your videos. Please remember to like, subscribe, and also remember, do what makes you happy.